Before that, actually, so many business owners ask me this question:
Yeah.
how you get the data, distributor data? So I think there are so many methods. First is you can find the export data. Through export data, category wise, you will get the business partner
Correct.
or contact details of the business partner. Then Google is second option. Through Google
Correct.
also you will find some distributor.
Absolutely.
Then LinkedIn, most
Correct.
of business
Correct.
people are on LinkedIn. Then I would say visit local conferences, because in local conferences you will find the real people,
Correct.
real customer. And then traveling is very important. Until unless you are not traveling, you will not get complete understanding, ground
Correct.
reality
Correct.
of the country.
Correct. No,
uh,
what you said is right. So most of the time it happens that somebody is already selling. I'll give you an example of what. A coronary stent, for example.
uh-huh,
I go to the country, there are 5 distributors who are selling coronary stents for
uh-huh.
different manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
I may approach them, they will definitely not be interested to sell my product because they
Okay.
already have a product and they don't want to breach their contract with that company. So
Correct.
obviously, then whom will you look for? So there are some distributors who want to enter into a different segment. For example, somebody is into orthopedics or wound management, he wants to go into intervention cardiology. So that is your distributor.
Okay.
So as rightly said by you, visiting such congresses,
Mm-hmm.
you might get distributors who are willing to start a new business.
Right.
Then it might happen that, for example, a distributor had a contract with, say, a stent manufacturer like Abbott or Boston Scientific
Uh-huh.
or Biotronic, and they are not enjoying that contract. Maybe they have certain issues and they are looking for a change. So that can be a potential partner for you.
Okay.
So this kind of potential partners you have to look at, identify it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are different ways, in fact,
Right,
how
right.
to identify a partner.
Coming back to our distributor approach or business partner approach, I think price is very important part. So how do you understand the price, exact price of that particular market? And once you understood the price, then how you negotiate with that particular business partner?
Yeah. So before we come to price, Venkatesh, I would like to highlight one thing. Whenever you have a partnership, finalized distributor,
Okay.
you should always, any company has a draft for non-disclosure agreement. You should always get the non-disclosure agreement firstly signed
Okay.
and stamped from both the parties. Why it is required? Because there are a lot of confidential documents which are exchanged between the distributors,
Uh-huh.
and it is always better to have that agreement signed so that your documents don't get misused.
Okay.
This is one thing. Then obviously, before signing the international distributor agreement, there are few things which are like, there are a lot of 4 to 5 exhibits in the
Okay.
agreement. In that agreement, one criteria is price.
Okay.
So as rightly said by you, how you conclude what price is to be given.
Uh-huh.
So there are a lot of tenders which are floated online.
Uh-huh.
You can also take help from the distributor to share what are the prices at which a particular product has been bought by the hospital.
Uh-huh.
So any market internationally is divided into public and private market. So I have seen mostly around 70 to 80% or even 90% market in most of the countries is public.
Okay.
So it is only 10, 15, 20% market which is private.
Uh-huh.
So it is observed that in the private, you always enjoy a better price. But in public, the prices are almost set, and but the volumes are good in public. So during this, so as I said, when you are visiting any particular country and meeting a lot of distributors before finalizing one distributor, so all these distributors give you a certain price expectation. Okay, why they give you this price expectation? Because so there is something called as a reverse calculation which they do.
Okay.
So the price at which they buy from you and the price at which they sell at the hospital. So there is a in between cost. So this cost can be categorized as different segments. Like it can be a overhead cost for the distributor, the cost of his employees, the cost of marketing, and not only the cost of marketing, but there is certain cost which he may have to distribute at the hospital,
Right.
which we should not actually speak, but these things are understood.
Right.
So this gap we need to understand, and then ultimately one cost which is his profit.
Uh-huh.
So he has to consider his profit also. So most distributors enjoy a profit of anywhere between 15 to 40%.
Okay.
This net profit they want to enjoy if they want to actually exist or survive in the country or survive in that particular business.
Correct. Correct.
So I'll give you an example. Recently, I was in interaction with a distributor from Egypt, and for a particular product, I would not like to tell you the product. He told me a price of around Xworks 100 and CIF 120
Dollar.
USD. And after a week, I happened to interact with another distributor who asked a similar for the similar product. He asked me a price of 40 Xworks and 50 CIF.
Okay.
So you can imagine the gap. Okay. So in this case, which distributor would you like to opt? Okay, the first one or the second one? And the volume of business which the first distributor was going to give me was 5,000 units per year, and the other distributor was giving me 6,000 units per year. So obviously I'll go for the first distributor who is giving me a substantial number of units.
Correct.
And who is giving me a better price. See,
Right.
the price is important. Why? Because if you go as low as possible with a price, you actually cut your hands. Okay, you have no room left to play.
Okay.
Because tomorrow, if you want to do any market development activity on your own, if you want to sponsor any doctor to visit India to see the facility, if you want to sponsor any congress or a conference, to send your employees to attend some conference, you cannot do in that particular country if you have cut down your wings.
Right.
That is, if you have cut down your prices. So you can always tell to the distributor when it comes to prices that, boss, this is my limit of price, but yes, we welcome you if you want to do any market development activities, if you want us to support in terms of samples for evaluation, you would always do that. Because once you cut down the price and then the distributor asks for support, you cannot do, and then the distributor gets offended. Oh boss, this company is not ready to support me. But they don't understand that the kind of price that I'm offering you itself is a big support.
Right.
Okay, so that's my view about pricing.
Right. So once you understand the right business partner, once you finalize the price, the next I think is the agreement part. So now you agreed that okay, this is my business partner with whom you are going to do the business. Then agreement is the official signing document